And our next speaker is Jane Anderson.
I firstly acknowledge the meeting on Garden Land and thank Albert and the committee for convening this meeting and all the other candidates for giving up their time. This is a wonderful opportunity to think why we care about this election and what a great difference it can make to our community. I personally have a great respect for local government. I know what it can do. I know that it can be close to people. I know that it can be accessible. I know that it can make decisions quickly. And when there's a problem, it can actually solve things. Our council doesn't always do that, to be frank. And it has another role that I can't help but admire in local government, and that's to be a capital city council. Because the capital city embodies more than just the needs of its own ratepayers and residents. It actually embodies the ethos of what it is to be a South Australian. It represents the views of the whole metropolitan area. And when there's a crisis, a natural disaster, or a celebration, then it's the capital city to which everyone turns. And when it does that, I, as a resident, want my capital city to be one I'm proud of. I want to be proud of my council, and I want to know that they function, and that they operate with transparency, that they operate with fairness, and they are consistent. Because unless they're consistent, then neither the ratepayers, the residents, or the business community have confidence to carry on their business. And my sense at the moment is we've lost confidence. That social contract is broken down, and we really begin to wonder what on earth is happening to our city. There's another issue with all this, because of course, if the City Council is missing in action, nature absolutely pours a vacuum. And what happens is the state government moves into that space and takes over, and that's exactly what they've been doing. They have moved into planning irrelevant. They've made bids across the parklands. Again, the council is sort of missing in action, helping them perhaps. And when you see the sort of public consultation that the Department of Infrastructure and Planning has put up for our swimming pool, you see that there's been no actual involvement by ratepayers that actually means more than a subscriber coming from Whyalla or Oodnadatta. And the local residents' views have been virtually ignored because our council, again, has not got in there. And all this talk about the seat at the table, I get the sense that the state government actually has ignored us. And what's more, they have got down into the weeds so deeply that the state government has to decide on a road closure. Give me a break. That is not what the state government's doing. They're doing it because our council is not taking up any initiative. So what can I offer? Well, at least I know how things ought to operate. I've seen good governments, I've seen councils operate. I know how you can negotiate and work with state government or federal government to leverage opportunities for our city. And I think that I can operate with credibility across the whole of the political divide. And I've spent many years in local government and in state government where I've formed deep and binding relationships with people with whom I disagreed intensely. But I have never experienced the vitriol and bad manners that this council demonstrates. It is non-collegiate, it is non-productive, and I really think it has to stop.
Yeah.
And I think that many of you know my record. You know that I've been involved in demolitions in 1,300 buildings. You know I've done a lot of work about the parklands. I've never stood by and let anything happen to our parklands. I will not promise to look after heritage and watch the bulldozers going. You know that I will not support. Having said I'm a parkland supporter, I will not support parklands development or commercialisation. You know to expect that. You also know I understand planning and I'm passionate about making sure it works for the community. And I would never allow my passion for the vibrancy of the city events, or anything, to overwhelm my belief that residents need to be looked after. And I will never stand by and see North Adelaide High Court or Suburban Council as a way of diluting residential impact in our capital city. respect for our community, that our community has for our council. I've done it before, and because of all, I can do it again. But the most important thing we need in this city is regime change.